Tom Sawyer is a young boy who lives with his Aunt Polly in a small town called St. Petersburg by the big Mississippi River. Tom is always full of energy. He loves to play tricks, go on adventures, and have fun, but sometimes his playful nature gets him into trouble. One day, Aunt Polly tells Tom that he must paint the fence outside their house. The fence is very long, and Tom is not happy about it. He wants to go play with his friends, not spend his whole Saturday working. Tom stands by the fence, holding the paintbrush, and feels frustrated. He knows it will take him hours to finish. As he thinks about how to get out of the work, he sees his friend, Ben Rogers, coming down the street. Ben is eating a big, juicy apple, and he looks happy. An idea suddenly pops into Tom's head. Tom starts painting the fence, but he does it slowly and carefully. He whistles a cheerful tune, making it seem like he is enjoying the task. Ben stops and watches Tom for a moment. "What are you doing, Tom?" he asks. Tom turns to Ben with a serious look on his face and says, "I'm painting the fence. It might look like work to you, but to me, it's fun. Not everyone gets to do it, Ben looks surprised. "Really? It looks like boring work to me," he says. Tom shrugs and says, "Maybe it's boring for some people, but not for me. I guess not everyone knows how to paint a fence the right way." Ben gets curious. "Can I try it, Tom, just for a little while?" Tom pretends to think about it. "Well, I don't know," he says slowly. "Aunt Polly wants it done just right. I guess if you really want to." Ben hands over his apple to Tom and takes the brush. Soon Ben is happily painting the fence, and Tom is sitting back, enjoying the apple. One by one, more boys come by, and Tom tricks them all the same way. By the end of the afternoon, the entire fence is painted, and Tom has collected many treasures from his friends: marbles, a kite, and even a puppy. Aunt Polly comes out and is amazed to see the fence looking bright and clean. "Well done, Tom," she says. "You worked so hard today." Tom just smiles, thinking about how he had turned work into play. Tom has a best friend named Huckleberry Finn, or Huck, as everyone calls him. Huck is different from the other boys in town. He doesn't have a house to live in or parents to take care of him. He wears old, worn-out clothes and does not go to school. But Huck is free to do whatever he wants, and Tom admires that about him. All the boys in town think Huck is very brave and lucky. One afternoon, Tom sneaks away from Aunt Polly's house to meet Huck by the river. Huck is holding a big, empty sack. He looks excited. "Hey, Tom," Huck says, "I heard a story about treasure hidden in the cave across the river. It's gold and silver. Do you want to go find it with me?" Tom's eyes widen with excitement. "Of course, Huck," he says. "When can we go?" Huck grins and says, "Tonight, after everyone is asleep. Meet me by the big oak tree near the river." Tom nods. All day long he thinks about the treasure. He imagines finding a big chest full of gold coins and becoming rich and famous. He dreams of buying fancy clothes and even a new boat to sail on the river. He knows this adventure will be dangerous, but that makes it even more exciting. That night, Tom sneaks out of his house quietly. He tiptoes past Aunt Polly's room, careful not to wake her. He grabs his lantern and runs to meet Huck. The two friends head toward the cave. their hearts beating fast with excitement and fear. The cave is dark and cold. Tom and Huck hold their lanterns high, but they can only see a little bit ahead. The cave is full of strange shapes and shadows. It is quiet, except for the sound of their footsteps and the drip of water from the rocks above. Tom looks at Huck and whispers, "Are you scared, Huck?" Huck shakes his head bravely. "No way, Tom. I've been in caves before. We just have to be careful and stick together." They walk deeper into the cave. The path twists and turns, and the walls are damp and covered in moss. Suddenly, they hear a noise. It sounds like voices. Tom and Huck quickly hide behind a big rock. They peek out and see two men standing in a small, open area of the cave. One of the men is Injun Joe, a dangerous man everyone in town fears. The other man is a stranger. Tom and Huck listen carefully. Injun Joe is speaking in a low, rough voice. "We need to hide the gold here," he says. "Nobody will find it in this cave." Tom and Huck hold their breath. They watch as Injun Joe and the stranger dig a hole in the ground and put a heavy chest inside. Then they cover it with rocks and leave. Tom and Huck stay hidden until they can no longer hear the men's footsteps. Once the men are gone, Tom whispers, "Did you hear that, Huck? They hid the gold here." Huck nods excitedly. "Let's go find it," he says. They move quickly to the spot where the men were digging. They use their hands to move the rocks and dirt, and soon they see the top of the chest. Their hearts are pounding with excitement. Tom and Huck open the chest slowly, and their eyes widen with amazement. Inside they find gold coins, silver bars, and shiny jewels. They can't believe their luck. They have found the treasure. "Wow, Tom, we did it," Huck says with a big grin. Tom smiles back. "We sure did, Huck. We're rich." They quickly cover the chest again and plan to come back the next day. They know they must keep it a secret, or someone else might try to take it from them. As they leave the cave, they feel a mix of fear and excitement. They are happy about their adventure and proud of their bravery. Back in the town, everyone wonders where Tom and Huck have been. But the boys just smile, knowing they have a big secret. They are ready for their next adventure, whatever it may be.